Okay, hello everybody. We are back for some more Tiger Woods. No, it's not Tiger Woods. I will remember this. PGA Tour 2K23. Let's continue my career, shall we? Now, last time I believe I won the first cup or tournament, whatever it was, on the PGA Tour after qualifying. So let's go for Justin Rose. I actually recognise that name. I've never heard of the other two, but I know of Justin Rose. I don't know anything about him, I just know of that name. So, let's play. We are apparently at the Echo Park Invitational Golf Club. It is an easiest difficulty, par 72. The fairways are rated 71.8 of 120, and the yardage of the course is 7,502 official yards from tee to pins. This is episode 4 of me playing PGA Tour 2K23. As I said, I will be going for all of the achievements to encounter a full completion.
In association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today's coverage of the Champions Invitational is about to begin. I'm Luke Elby alongside Rich Beam in the booth, and it's a hello to Henny Koyak down on the course following our feature group today.
Hi Luke, I'm looking forward to bringing you the action from the ground level.
So, rather misty course, as you can see, surrounded by lots of trees, built right in the middle of the forest, with a big lake going up one side of a few of the holes.
But this week, Henny, it looks like they're trying to take down Justin Rose. Not many people have been able to claim that.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be all rosy at the end of today. This is definitely a tall order. Justin has one of the most consistent games on the PGA Tour. He's like a golfing metronome of a man. The iron play...
Absolutely beautiful drive.
When he hits the fairway, his iron play is just phenomenal. He's going to get it.
So, starting with a good drive, 292 yards. Going into our second shot, I do have a 3 iron. There's no wind, so what I'm going to do, I think, let's put a tiny bit of backspin on the ball. And let's see how we go. Oh, I've slotted it a little bit to the left. That's alright. Power should be alright, so we do still have a birdie opportunity, but it is going to be a little longer than you would normally want. That's alright. Very tough shot here. But that's a good layup for the second putt. Gives me a par, assuming I can drop this.
3 feet to go here to the hole.
Nice little par putt here.
There we go. Drop safely for a par. That's always a good way to start a course. Just start with a par. You can work on. You've got a solid baseline to continue. Okay, so as you see, it's a long par 5, 549 yards. Still no wind. So the best thing to do is what I'm going to do. Gonna have it coming in from the right, just slight bit of fade. I'm going to put topspin on full here because what that will do is it will get the ball bouncing, and if it does land it in a bit going downhill on the fairway, what that can give me the benefit of, give me 20, 30, maybe even 40 yards with a bounce and roll. As you can see, it's bouncing. We've already hit 20 off the bounce. There you go, 20, 35 yards there, just from the bounce. So that went well. Now, some of the long hitters will attempt to reach the green in 2 for a possibility of an eagle shot. Sadly, I'm playing as an all-roundsman, so I do not have the luxury of being able to hit that far as of yet. So if I can get along the fairway with a nice second drive, just hard hit, just bulk on the fairway, ready to chip towards the to chip towards the green. That gives me good attempts for a birdie if I can get close. So let's see how we go. Well, we've done pretty well there. This should be pretty close.
Got this thing dialed in here. Looking good.
Well, look at that.
And wow, what?
I will happily take that as an approach for a birdie shot.
Justin Rose may be feeling a bit of pressure in this rivalry after that performance.
Now, long-range putt coming up here. It'd be good to make a bomb, wouldn't it?
Oh, that's a fantastic putt.
What a putt.
Well done, sir.
Yeah,
Well done.
that is not what you want to come up against mid-round, mid-rivalry. That was mean.
Yeah.
Nice to see this one go down. Let's see
But I got close to the pin, didn't I, honey? Birdie for me as well. I would rather take a 2-foot birdie than a 25-foot birdie. But we're alright.
Let's see what happens here.
So he's still level pegging with me, but that's fine. So we got still no wind. It's a relatively still day. No wind coming anywhere on the course, to be quite honest. We have a bunker on the right, which is a 3-pit bunk. Well, that's alright. We could just hit this down the middle of the fairway, smack down the middle, have a good approach for a possible birdie attempt, assuming we can stay out the 2 bunkers on the right side of the green.
Nicely done.
Do you like the view from where you're standing, Henny?
He's got roughly 105 yards here.
So I'm gonna say we got the green slightly slant, slightly to the right. So let's plink this along, and let's see where we end up with this. I'm hoping the ball will roll towards the flag. Okay, pretty much stopped dead after the first bounce. That's acceptable.
Better than most.
There we go, and that's a second birdie on the trot. There you go.
Back-to-back birdies moving the right direction.
That's how you want to start. But Justin Rose did also make the birdie with me as well. So I need to continue putting pressure on him as part of the rivalry. Now I'm going to move the fades from right to left. Multiple reasons for this. One, it gives me more fairway to aim at from the curve with the hits. And 2, it means I'm not going over the bunker at all with the shot should I pull it low.
Well, Rich, this won't come as a big surprise, will it? Because there's a lot of people talking about this player. They've been performing beautifully all season. And many think they can win this event.
It's never a surprise when you speak this player's name. They've been so good all year long. They've got to be one of the favorites, not only for this tournament.
Oh, look at this. Get in the hole.
For the season-long FedEx Cup. Oh, this is...
Oh! Look at that! That is absolutely beautiful. What was that, 150 yards? Go on, you got to save a replay of that. Oh my god. Absolutely phenomenal. 154 yards straight. It was going nowhere else. It was going absolutely nowhere else. What a shot.
To Justin Rose.
He's currently in first place, looking to hold that lead here.
Well, he ain't got no, because I just popped an eagle. And he did miss a 66-foot putt for a birdie. So that puts me at 2 shots ahead at least.
Our leader is enjoying a 3-stroke advantage.
Oh, he dropped one. He dropped a shot. He missed an easy par as well then.
Well, that's huge.
So I got an eagle, and it looks like he got a bogey on that. Let's check the scorecard. Yep, that did indeed happen. He missed a very, very simple par shot there. Okay.
Alright, we're going with an extra club here.
It's looking alright. Get in the hole. Get in the hole. Oh!
Terrific approach and a chance for a birdie here on the field.
And as good as they putt, you almost have to guarantee this one.
Here's Justin Rose.
Yeah, well, he ended up in the bunker from his tee shot, it looks like.
Stop it. What a way to make your par.
And look out, guys.
And apparently he got a par from being in the bunker, so he got 2 to go into the bunker and then dropped it on a par.
An opportunity for a birdie here.
I'm a little confused there, but okay.
I like the look of this.
There we go, I'll take that. There we go.
And that will take him to 5 under.
Yeah, par, birdie, birdie, eagle, birdie.
Top spot after that hole. Keep it going. Lovely momentum for this player after that birdie at the last hole. Keep it
Oh
rolling.
god, that
You attack it,
green is
or
completely surrounded by bunkers.
lay back and play safe. I like to attack it. What do they like to do?
When we think about the English group of golfers over the last 20 years, really Justin Rose has been the star of it, hasn't he? Major champion, world #1, Hall of Famer. He's done it all.
He certainly is that, and I have to say, he's probably one of
Oh, have I done it again? Oh,
ever come across. As soon as he got done,
this is beautiful play.
Major championship years ago, turned professional, and went out and missed 20 some odd cuts in a row, and never gave up. Kept after it, kept after it. That would have broken. That would have broken most men, not Rose. That's why he's gone out and become a major champion. He is such a force in the game. There's no reason why he cannot play at a high level for many, many years to come. The ball striking is phenomenal. I love his stroke. I love the way that he putts it. I just think that he hits so many good putts that just don't go in. It just kind of gets under his skin. Listen, don't let it, Rosie. You putt it fantastically. Keep after it. I love this man's game. He's such a talent.
Okay, you've spoken enough about Justin Rose. Would you like to speak about me for a bit? I was going to try... No, I thought I was going to tickle onto the fairway fringe, but no. Should have pulled that back a little bit, I think, but that's still birdie opportunity. And we've done alright from there.
Feet to the cup.
He's staring down a birdie putt here.
It's on a good line.
There we go.
Down, that's birdie #5. And that will take him to 7 under. Time to take a look at Justin Rose.
He's currently trailing his rival. Let's see what happens here.
This is Justin Rose.
Wind is blowing right to left here, and they're going to go ahead and ride the wind back to this pin.
Well, he's ended up on the fairway fringe.
Looks like they tried to be bold there, Rich, but it didn't quite work out for them.
It was going to take a mighty wallop to get there, but in a good position.
Our current leader is enjoying the
Rose has lost 2 more shots though. I'm now a 9-shot lead over him. And 6 over my nearest opponent.
this tee of the par 3.
Oh, that's a really well hit shot.
3 iron.
Get in the hole. Well, it's not going to go in the hole, but I can still say it anyway. I should have probably gone up for a harder club, but no matter, that's fine. We're on the green for a potential birdie.
And now over
Most likely a par, should I miss.
Who'd have thought we'd see this? He is behind his rival. Can he do the catching up that's necessary?
Really in, he chipped in from the bunker for par. Sure he did. Fine.
trying to get to 8 under par with this putt.
that. Absolutely spotless. Look at this. Par, birdie, birdie, eagle, birdie, 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 birdie. Somebody stop me.
Leading by a whopping 7 shots after that one. And after a birdie in the last, they're taking the on the hole.
Might hit the fairway fringe. Or it might just go along the edge. No, we're pretty fine. We're fine where it is.
Nicely done. Playing from around 210 yards here.
Okay. Let's have a look. Right, well, I definitely want to come in from the left side because that'll give me more green to aim at. So, if we go... If we put a little bit of topspin on the ball, hopefully what that will do is it will push it a little bit closer to the flag. Oh, I've hit it slightly to the left. But the wind... That's alright. Okay. That did drift to the left a bit more than I intended it to, but that's okay.
That's a good shot by him. He'll be delighted.
Yeah, still birdie opportunity. Not very happy with it, but
You got a read?
we have an opportunity.
It's downhill. Can't be too bold.
It's a really tough shot though with the slant, and it's going downhill. Oh, I don't think this is going to go in. Oh, I overestimated it a bit. That's alright. It does set me up for an easy par shot, so that's fine. At least there's no drop shots. Can't get a massively long birdie streak, but
It's been great watching this player get the best of their rival, but still a long way to go.
didn't we already do this course or this hole?
You like that, didn't you? How much did the win last week give them the confidence to perhaps pull it off again here and go back to back?
A massive win last week, looking to double up again this week. I gotta say, they're building off all the good things they did last week. A win could definitely happen.
Did push for a bit extra power there, and I did need it to get over this bunker. And we've gone out well. I ended up on the fairway. I think this is a par 5, so we have a good chance for a chip-in eagle. Or possibly a very close birdie shot.
Trailing his rival. Let's see what happens here.
If he chips in again on the 5th. Oh, you've got to be joking. How many times can a dude chip in on one flop for par? Honestly, game. Jesus Christ. That's how you do an approach, Justin.
You better believe
Now for
it's
birdie.
Great stuff to watch.
Putting for birdie. Managing to maintain their position on the lead.
Didn't get an eagle, but that's fine. Eagle was a long shot.
Hanging it up on the 11th hole here. in from around 150 yards here.
Oh, that's a really good shot.
Looking for the 9-iron.
Should put more topspin on that. Never mind.
What's in front of them, Henny, with this putt?
Setting up this putt 15 feet from the cup. This for back-to-back birdies.
Just in front.
Oh well.
Just about 3 feet away. And down it goes. Let's head to the next. Currently in first position. Let's see what happens here at the 12th. Looks to be going with the 6-iron. Well, that's comfortably on the dance floor. Well played.
Get in the hole. Get in the hole. Oh.
Big time play that one, Beamer.
Oh, you love to see those shots land. What a play.
And now over to Justin Rose.
Coming off a bogey on the last hole.
That was a gallant attempt.
So let me guess. Justin Rose hits more chip-ins than he does putts. Noted. Mental note. Drown him in the bunker.
It's surging ahead. And maintaining top spot on the leaderboard after that. And now we find ourselves with a par 4 here.
You know what? We'll stick to the left fairway, I think.
Quality shot, that one. This shot from around 210 yards.
That's alright. Oh, I think it's going to be a bit further than I wanted it to, but okay, that's fine. Very tough shot for birdie. Or is this a par 5? I'm not sure.
Playing within their comfort zone there. Time to take a look at Justin Rose.
Yeah, he just made bogey
That is a
on
par
the
4.
last one.
Okay.
Looking really good.
Well, that's a fantastic attempt, especially from that distance. But it didn't quite drop. What are we looking at for this putt, Henny?
Can't be too aggressive here. Take your medicine and move on. This is down the hill.
That's alright. That's a nice play for par. We had the right weights.
Putting for a par here.
There we go.
And down it goes. Leading by 8 strokes now after that hole. Next up is a par 4. Always a stern test.
Big dog leg though.
Well, that looks to be drawing back nicely. And what are we looking at here, Henny?
He's got, oh, I'd say roughly 120 here.
Okay.
And choosing the 8-iron here.
Oh, it's
that
looking
was
nice.
straight at the pipe.
Oh, that's unlucky.
That's inside
Never mind.
the house of opportunity. 13 feet to the hole.
Good stuff today, especially the short game has been really sharp today.
Okay.
This is a good chance.
There we go.
And that will drop in for a birdie. Sitting at -11 for the day. The honour is yours. Time to hit a good one here at the 15th.
Smack that down the fairway.
And what's in front of them there, Henny?
I'd say he's about 165 from this flag.
Well, this one's right at the pin.
That's alright.
That's a super shot. That's another green in regulation.
Well, the practice is paying off here, Luke. This player is relentless.
Oh, that's some handy golf. What a time to make back-to-back birdies.
Seemingly an insurmountable lead with just 4 to play. Gotta like his position.
Well, the leader is really starting to gap the field now. They're 10 strokes ahead. This is quite an astonishing performance by our leader. Their advantage now out to double digits. I'm not sure if the chaseback is good enough to catch them. Going with the 8-iron here. This one heading towards the green.
Oh, you know what? Will take that as an approach to a par 3 on any day.
Fantastic to watch all week long. This player is dialed in.
That is hunting for the hole. Oh, so close.
Now, it would be nice if they actually showed the ball going to the hole as
Just
opposed to some computerized mug.
Birdie looking here.
He just keeps putting a gap on the rest of the field. What a putt to hole. So no change on the leaderboard for this player after that hole.
2 holes to go, Luke. I know who I like.
And coming off the birdie, they'll be proud of themselves, a chance to keep it rolling. And that's a nice strike. This one should find the fairway. Setting up here, coming off a run of birdies.
Absolutely. It's been a good streak late in the round.
Chosen the 7-iron.
That's a nice layup though. That looks like it's going good.
A wonderful shot shot here at the 17th and a chance for birdie.
Full of confidence as well with their putter. Gotta like their chances.
He's got a chance. It's inside the range. And now over to Justin Rose.
He's just coming off a drop shot on that last hole.
Let's take a look at Justin Rose, shall we?
What was that?
That'll promote a good move up the standings. So after that effort, this is what the leaderboard looks like. What a lovely position to be in, holding the lead, playing the last. Good luck.
Long, long par 5 here. That ball be rolling.
Well done. Time for the second shot on the 18th.
No, I'm not going to be able to get that over there, am I?
Oh, what a shot by our leader. And here we are with the third shot. That's a pretty handy shot.
Oh,
What a shot.
that was close.
Putting a lot easier when you can hit a shot like that. Lining up the birdie putt here. Ooh, nice looking putt. And they've done it. It puts a smile on your face to see someone with a lifelong dream.
Absolutely. It's hard to believe that this player already got 4 victories on the season. Top of the game right now. It's impressive.
Sometimes you've just got to stand and applaud. That was a performance for the ages.
It's just one of these wins where you just want to sit back and just soak it all in and enjoy it.
On behalf of Rich Bean, Henry Kuyak, John McCarthy, I'm Luke Elvey saying so long from 2K Sports.
Oh my god, those are hideous. Those are actually hideous. Oh my word. I can't unhear. Every time I hear this like piano organ like music, it just makes me think Castlevania. Maybe even a bit of Plague Inc. as well. The Vampire Plague Inc.
With the PGA He's delighted to present
title
the
update.
season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Thrilled to have your company as we begin our coverage of this exciting event. I'm Luke Elby alongside major champion Rich Beam in the booth, and it's wonderful to welcome in Henny Koyak, who's out on the course following our featured group.
Hi Luke, really looking forward to some exciting play from our featured group today. This player has hinted at a rivalry with their playing partner this week.
Well, Henny, it sounds like they're trying to beat young Will Zalatoris. I'm really looking forward to this matchup.
Oh, as am I. Wily Will found his way onto the tour in a very unusual manner, and he kept himself there. The pressure is not too much for him. He can handle anything. He's a fierce young man of the future, and I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with his game. Where can you beat him? Where can you see any of those defenses? He's very confident, and as I said, Luke, he can take that pressure.
Yeah, well, he might be slight in stature. I think he's 160 pounds wringing wet. But he's big on confidence and bold with his iron play. There is not a flag he won't fire at, so if you want to beat Will Zalatoris, you better go hole hunting. Yes, they've made it.
I can't ever recall him making a birdie and feeling bad about it, so yes, birdie on the first, great job.
Currently 1 under for the round. Always the toughest hole in the game, a long par 4.
Nice birdie in the last hole for a change. First one of the day. They needed it desperately. Now, next hole, looking for more.
That's a scorcher.
From about 200 yards out. Good choice. Go with the 3-iron.
This one's got eyes for the flagstick.
Oh!
Almost went in the bucket. And the effort that one. This putt is from 14 feet.
Looking for another birdie here.
Oh, that's unlucky.
Putting for par. Now let's switch our attention to Will Zalatoris.
Yeah, he needs to press on that gas pedal. He's 2 strokes back from his rival.
Wow, what a save.
Saving one there after being all over the parking lot, chipping in for the par.
You have a par 3 on this one.
He's two shots behind me yet.
Chance to pipe one up the middle.
We're only two holes in, so sucks to be him.
Going with a 3-wood here.
Oh, get in the hole.
That one should find the surface. Not a bad approach, that one. Not quite inside the birdie range, but you never know. Hole a long one. Still counts. This putt coming up is for birdie.
This one's tracking.
Why don't we catch up with Will Zalatoris?
Now, who'd have thought we'd see this? He is behind his rival. Can he do the catching up that's necessary?
Opting for the 3-wood. Oh, that's a high caliber shot. And now we can take a look at how that play affects the leaderboard. And after that hole, you've built a 1-stroke advantage over Tommy Fleetwood. We have a par 5 here. Time to take advantage. Good shot there. That's a fairway finder for sure.
Well, with a pocket full of FedEx Cup points over the last half a dozen starts or so, this player certainly has been delivering consistent results and pushing for wins or winning, Rich. Do you expect that to continue here this week?
Without a doubt, the best player all around on tour in my mind's eye. It is no shock to see them contending for the lead once again.
Well, that's a tremendous shot and sets up a wonderful opportunity.
Using the big muscles to get it home in two there.
Well, it'd be nice to make this one. This one's for eagle. Didn't quite have the right stuff there. All these are good putts to make. Good for momentum. Right on 7 feet.
All right, guys. This for 2 birdies in a row.
That's impressive. He just keeps extending his advantage over the field.
Setting the tone early in this round.
And after that hole, leading Tommy Fleetwood by a couple. Welcome to this hole. It's a par 4.
Awesome stuff.
And he's down there.
I can see the 125-yard marker just nearby.
Looks to have opted for the 8-iron. Great ball striking. It's a thing of beauty.
It's amazing to see how good this player is in full flow.
Now let's switch our attention to Will Zalatoris.
Coming off a bogey on the last hole.
And taking aim from around 100 yards here. Oh, that one's absolutely stiff. So after that effort, let's take a look at the leaderboard. And after that hole, leading Tommy Fleetwood by 3 now. And they'd be feeling buoyed with confidence after that birdie. Here's a good chance to maintain the momentum.
This one looks to be headed towards the fairway. What kind of shot are they facing here, Henny?
Setting up here from about 185 yards.
Looks to be going with the 5-iron. This one looks to be on a pretty good line. Oh, that's great. It just missed the hole. That's a great shot into birdie range here at the 6th.
And a fantastic look upcoming.
8 feet to the cup.
What a great opportunity here for a look at a birdie.
This one's looking good. And racking up their 5th birdie of the day. And with that, he'll move to 5 under par. Let's see if we can make this big putt for birdie. Oh, how about that one?
Oh, that's going to add a little fuel to the fire of this group rivalry, guys. Massive putt.
Let's see what happens here on the 7th. Not bad. Rich, there's plenty of paths to the PGA Tour, but few seem to bash their way to the PGA Tour quicker than Will Zalatoris. It was an immediate impact he had, and it's just such an exciting game he possesses.
Watching him go from the Korn Ferry Tour and essentially bypassing all of that fairly immediately with the 3 wins and getting onto the PGA Tour and having such a profound effect when he was out there really is quite astonishing. Without getting the win, but seemingly in contention each and every week out there, you feel the sky is the limit for what's going to happen with this young man. He is so disciplined in what he does in a round of golf. He's got a great mind in the way that he approaches the game and how he advances the golf ball to point A to point B to point. He sees this golf course 3 shots in advance. It's just kind of like it's right there in front of him. He reminds me of an old school pool player who he's already made all the shots. Now just has to go ahead and just sink the next one because he set himself up perfectly for the next one. It's impressive.
Going with the 7.
All right, he's going with a little extra club, gone against the caddy here. Let's see if it was the right shout. Wow, showing Will Zalatoris that this rivalry is indeed not to be taken lightly.
Why don't we catch up with Will Zalatoris?
He's currently trailing his rival. Let's see what happens here.
Yes, anytime you can find the green and have a putt, you'll take it. Okay, let's get back to it, shall we? Oh, this will be good for the momentum. Let's make this birdie putt. And mark it down. That's birdie number 7 on the scorecard. And with that, he'll move to 7 under. Incredible. Well, I like the look of the line here. This should find the fairway.
Well, I think they're attacking this one, taking it on in 2. I like their style.
Well, that's showcasing their power there, Rich.
Using all of his muscles to get that one home in 2.
Setting up here with a very long putt. Bit too heavy-handed there. 9 feet to the cup.
This is their look at birdie.
That's tracking. Oh, nice putt to make for a birdie. And that will take him to 8 under. Here we go, Rich. In the lead, late in the championship. It's exciting.
Luke, so far, it's been entertaining watching these two go head-to-head. Not too sure exactly how this is going to play out, but so far, so good. Love watching these two compete.
Well played, mate. Second shot here at the 10th. Getting ready to play their third. Oh, that was close. 3 feet to go here to the hole. Look at him just surging ahead at the top of the leaderboard. Now let's switch our attention to Will Zalatoris.
Now, who'd have thought we'd see this? He is behind his rival. Can he do the catching up that's necessary?
Let's take a look at the leaderboard as it stands. Our current leader is up by a whopping 7 shots now. You've arrived at a par 4. What kind of shot are they facing here, Henny?
Yeah, he's about 155 from this hole location.
And choosing the 8-iron here. This looks to be hit pretty well from where I'm standing. Oh, that was so close to going in. That is absolutely brilliant.
Yes, gotta think that's a certain birdie from there.
Just a short putt remaining here. Oh, you're going to be hard to catch now if you keep making putts like that. Well, with that good play, this person is now in first on the leaderboard, with Colin Morikawa in second. Let's head to the 12th hole, shall we? Going with the 3-iron. A wonderful shot and a birdie opportunity coming up at the 12th. Why don't we catch up with Will Zalatoris?
He's currently trailing his rival. Let's see what happens here.
Putting for birdie here. This looks good. And down it goes. After that hole, this player is currently in first place, with Colin Morikawa in second. Teeing off here on the 13th hole. That's nicely done. Few players in the history of the game have had a bigger impact so early in their career than Colin Morikawa, Rich. Some comparisons go as close to Tiger Woods.
As they should be currently right now with what he has done in the game so far in his young career. He's come out each and every week and put pressure on every single player because of his...
That goes down for an eagle.
Oh, beautiful little pitch shot down there.
What a chip in. What a shot.
Oh, what a shot that was. Why don't we revisit the magic?
This shot was absolutely perfect. Looks just as nice on the second viewing.
Well, with that good play, this person is now in first on the leaderboard, with Colin Morikawa in second. And I don't know if the rest of the field is up for catching them here today in this final round of action. That should find the cut stuff. Second shot here on the 14th hole. Seems to have chosen the 3-wood.
All right, bold. I like this play.
A big bold play, and it almost paid off. Close to the surface. Let's see if they can get it up and down.
What a sensational play on this par 5 there, Luke.
Ooh, that almost went down. That's a high-quality recovery shot.
Great touch.
Always nice to have a birdie putt. That will drop, and it will extend the lead. Now let's switch our attention to Will Zalatoris.
Who'd have thought we'd see this? He is behind his rival. Can he do the catching up that's necessary?
Well, let's get amongst this 15th hole. Going with the 8-iron here.
This one is chewing fiber.
That was a beauty. Why don't we catch up with Will Zalatoris?
He's currently trailing his rival. Let's see what happens here.
And back to the course with the live action. Good chance this one, right on 6 feet.
This for back-to-back birdies. Yeah, this is looking nice.
Well, nicely done. Holds the putt for back-to-back birdies.
2 in a row there, Luke, getting their groove on.
And this is quality play, still on top of the leaderboard.
3 holes remaining. This is what it's all about. Time to see who is going to get it done.
I'm pretty sure this player will be buoyed by that birdie back at the last. Let's see if they can deliver another one. just off the fairway in the first cut. Going with the 5-wood.
Oh, I didn't see this as possible. What a shot. What an escape artist. That was a horrible lie.
7 feet to the cup. Yeah, nice mid-range birdie putt, that one. He sits in first position.
2 holes to go, Luke. Can they hang on?
Love the short par 4s, Rich. Always an opportunity.
Really hoping they play this one aggressively.
Yeah, this is a quality looking shot, this one. That should find the short stuff.
Luke, that did not end up where you said it was going to. It's in the rough. This would be a momentum saver here, getting this up and down.
Yes!
Oh, gotta love it. Chipping in for birdie. Nothing better.
Moments like that deserve another look.
Yeah, Seve would be envious of this one. What a chip in.
Now let's switch our attention to Will Zalatoris.
He's trying to pull ahead in this group rivalry. Let's see what happens.
Well, that's a beautiful bunker shot there. Let's return to live play now. Always positive coming off a birdie. Let's see what happens here. That's a nice looking tee shot, that one. Another birdie opportunity coming up for this player.
Oh, no better feeling than to finish the round off with a bunch of birdies. Let's see if they can keep up for the next couple holes.
Opting for the 5-wood. How close was that to going in the hole? Great shot. A wonderful shot into the 18th and a chance for birdie. And just about 8 feet left to the hole. Looks good off the blade. They've made it back in the winner's circle, Rich.
What a fantastic win this week, Luke. This player was on top of their game all week long. A hard-earned, hard-fought, but well-deserved win.
And Rich, I think you mentioned earlier that this player was your favourite. Well picked.
Listen, it's not a hard pick, is it? This player has consistently been there all season long. There's no reason why not to pick them to win. They just make me look smart. That's about it.
Well, that's all we've got time for today. On behalf of myself, Luke Elvey, Rich Bean, Henny Koyak and John McCarthy, plus all the hard-working folks behind the action at 2K Sports, thanks for tuning in. Look forward to your company next time.
Okay, so let's see where we're going next. Oh, we got a new club. Sponsor reward. Okay, was that a sponsor reward? Oh, rivalry reward. Okay. Right, one last rival, at least for this rival tier. There he is, Tiger Woods is tier 6. What a surprise. I have no idea who those two people are. Or those two people. Or these 3 people. Oh well. Oh, I should probably check my player. Golfer. Oh, I have a lot of skill points to use. Okay. Let's go for... driver. Okay, right. Like the wedge fit. What? Didn't I just get something? Oh, I can buy a blue ball. It's never good having one blue ball and one white ball. nothing orange there yet though, which is... Oh, hang on. Does that count as orange? Not really. And the shirt, there we go. And actually, you know what? Let's just buy that. Just the green one. Actually, is there any point? Because that does look stupid. No, you know what? Let's leave that for now until I'm max at least on tattoo clothing. Okay, let's begin.
In association with the PGA Tour, is proud to bring you the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today's coverage of the Daybreak Classic is about to begin. Hello, I'm Luke Elvey alongside 2002 PGA Championship winner Rich Beam, who's in the booth. And it's a hello to Henny Koyak down on the course following our featured group.
Hi Luke, I'm very happy to be covering this week's featured group. What a pairing. These two, they've been going back and forth at each other. There is quite the budding rivalry here.
And so this week, Henny, they're vying to beat Tony Finau. This should inspire some brilliant play.
Oh, Tony Finau will not be letting up this week, Luke. But he's such a nice guy, you almost don't want to beat him. I mean, it's tough, but you must. I don't think you're going to outdrive him, that's for sure. But iron play, oh, maybe you can get him there. You have to putt well, though.
Tony Finau might be a big cuddly teddy bear, but when it comes to playing on a golf course, he's going to try and strangle you to death. Good luck trying to beat Tony Finau. There is literally no weakness in this man's game. Now he knows how to win. Good shot there, Beamer. Rich, what kind of mojo do you think this player's got after winning in their last start?
This player has more confidence, I believe.
Well, I hope everybody's okay today anyway.
This should be another good week for him.
Looks to have chosen the 7-iron. That should find the surface.
Oh, go on, go in the hole. Oh, a little too short.
Outstanding shot. High quality.
And they've been rolling the ball great today. Another great look.
A birdie putter waits. Well, that's a lovely way to get going. They've already started this event under par.
Can't birdie them all unless you birdie the first, Luke. Good start.
Lovely momentum for this player after that birdie at the last hole. Keep it rolling. Opting for the 3-iron here.
Go on, get in the hole.
Just in the hole, that one.
We're getting closer.
A wonderful shot and a chance for birdie here at the second. And let's have a look at Tony Finau.
He's got some work to do, but he's only one back from his rival.
Okay, time to return to the action. This putt just 5 feet away from the hole.
Looking for another birdie here. Yep, tracking nicely.
Beautiful shot. That's a momentum maker, isn't it?
Back-to-back birdies move in the right direction there, Luke.
And at the end of that hole, he's gone into clear outright leader. And after a birdie at the last, he'll take the honor on the hole. That's tiny. Golf became a power game, and there's few players out on tour that have more prodigious power than Tony Finau. If he really wants to go full tilt, Rich, it feels like everyone's playing for second.
He is a dynamic player that has the ability to make birdies in bunches. The ball striking, I think, is always going to be brilliant. Watching him when he was on the Korn Ferry Tour, graduated to the PGA Tour, and just keep watching the steady progression. Each and every week, he just seems to get a little bit better, and the confidence level is over the moon with this kid. And to bundle it all up, Luke, he's one of the nicest guys in the world. You want to root for a Tony Finau. He is such a likable, lovable guy, I believe, that you can't help but root for him. And the wins that he didn't get are just heartbreaking, and we felt the pain alongside with him. I love watching this guy play. I root for him every single week.
No movement up or down on the leaderboard for this player. Let's see what happens here on the fourth. Looks like they got all of that one. That's on a good line. Playing from around 240 yards. He leads the field by a stroke. Going with a 3-wood here.
Yeah, going for it in 2. Okay. He wants to win.
I'm happy with that.
Outstanding approach shot. Oh, it'd be nice to make this putt. This is for eagle.
So far, so good.
Get in the hole.
Oh, well hold for eagle. And that will take him to 4 under. And now over to Tony Finau.
He's sitting there just in 3rd place.
Second spot on the leaderboard, or at least a share of it, if he can hold this. And after that effort, this is how the leaderboard looks. Our current leader is up by 3 shots. Let's see what happens here at the 5th.
Feeling good about their game right now, Luke, coming off an eagle at the last.
To have opted for the 8-iron.
They're going with a bit more club here. Let's see if it was the right call.
Oh, that was pure. Henny, you had the chance to have a look over this one?
Yeah, guys, he's looking at around 17 feet.
Ouch, that hurts. That's just about 3 feet away. Nice little putt to hole that one. Let's take a look at what Tony Finau's up to.
Yeah, he just made bogey on that last one.
Still gonna fade this one. Let's take a look at the current standings. Our leader is currently enjoying a 4-stroke advantage. Time to tee off at the 6th.
That'll work, that's fine.
Well, every week there's a certain bunch of players that everyone keeps an eye on. This one seems to be exactly in that company. One of the strong favourites to win, don't you think, Rich?
Luke, absolutely. Week in and week out, this player has consistently performed at the highest level. I gotta believe he's a lot of people's favorites to win this tournament.
Oh, good shot that, right inside the range.
Already had a few birdies today. This for another.
7-footer right here.
caddies are on rails, looking good.
Wonderful shot. And that will take him to 5 under. Glancing at the scoreboard, and they're currently sitting in first place. Lexi Thompson holds second. Deep into the front 9, here we are at the 7th hole. Yeah, give yourself a pat on the back.
They've had a chat with the caddy, and they're going for it. This one's on.
It might be ambitious to some, but they're going for the green. Well, this person displays the power game in pure fashion there.
Always like the aggressive play, going for it in 2 and get rewarded for it.
Playing their 5th shot. Oh, well holed.
And now this is why you can never get comfortable, even if you're leading a PGA Tour Pro. This is what they do. They mean business.
Trying to get it to 7 under par with this putt. That's frustrating. That's disappointing. A chance for a birdie if this goes down. Down, that's birdie number 4 today. And that will move him to 6 under par. Still in the lead now after that hole. We've reached the 8th hole. The tee is yours.
You know, Monkey, with jokes like that there is very valid question as to why I don't slap you.
It's like they've got the 5-wood.
Well, usually Tony Finau is the tall order, but after that shot, I think beating it and getting inside it is the new tall order. What an approach.
What an opportunity to make a birdie.
No, you just asked me for more. Thought you'd dress up as Harley Quinn.
Good stroke. Mark it down, that's birdie number 5. And that will take him to 7 under. He's currently sitting in first place. And coming off the birdie, they'll be proud of themselves, a chance to keep it rolling. taking aim from about 170 yards. Look at the line on this one. Get in the hole. Ooh, almost went in. You love watching people play the game when it's like this. It looks so easy.
Dare I say, Luke, this player has been in fuego with his approach shots. Another green in regulation.
Let's catch up with the current proceedings. Always love these opportunities, especially when it's for birdie. Gee, that's good playing. 6 birdies in a round. And with that, he'll move to 8 under par. Awesome play. Well, Rich, this is the pivotal final 9 coming up, and the players perfectly positioned.
How are you anyway, Monkey?
Well, Luke, it's been fun watching this player duke it out with their rival, that's for sure. They're winning the rivalry thus far. Should be fun to see where these two end up at the end of the event.
This one looks to be heading for the sanctuary of the fairway. Here we are, Rich, a wonderful opportunity on the table, a chance to go back-to-back. Just how big would that be?
Obviously massive, but I'm very impressed. They put themselves in a position.
Did the suggestion with the cat milk
Impressive.
that I suggested work okay?
Good choice. Go with the 3-iron.
This one is all over it.
Oh, just over the hole.
Oh, stop it. What a shot.
Luke, nothing gets past you. Yes, this kid is a stud.
Going with the pitching wedge here. What's in front of them, Henry?
He's staring down about 12 feet.
It's on a great line. Ooh, right by the hole. Looks like a
Oh, well, at least she's
to me.
taking in fluids and food then, so that's okay.
That's a disappointing par in the end after such a terrific shot in. Now 8 shots in front. You've reached the 11th hole, and the tee is yours.
Yeah, I don't want to force feed her if she is actually eating and drinking, that's fine. As long as you've seen her taking in food and fluids, then that's all that matters. And as long as
Looks like they put a good swing on
food
the
and
line.
fluids are coming out of her, then that's great as well.
What are we looking at here, Henny?
Yeah, I think he's got around 135.
Looks like they're going with the pitching wedge. Wonderfully played. Good look at birdie here.
The short game has been very impressive. They've been really sharp today.
Oh, gee, that line was looking good, wasn't it? This is a par putt. Yeah, well hold. Let's move on to the next. Leading by 8 strokes now after that hole. We have a par 3 on this one. Opting for the 5-iron. Left yourself an opportunity. What are we looking at for this putt, Henny?
Alright, down the hill here, gotta be gentle.
That's a lovely end for that one. That's a handy putt to make. Now leader really starting to gap the field now. Their advantage is 9 shots. Time to see what this par 4 has in store. Well, let's see if they can roll off that birdie at the last. Lovely momentum here. the 16th, where this happened just a moment ago.
I gotta say, this is a 10 on the scale.
Wonderful effort. Okay, let's get back to the action. Playing from around 190 yards out. Absolutely flushed. And this putt is for birdie 3 on the scorecard. Ooh. Well, that's a bit disappointing. A par putt on the table. Well, that hole's behind us. More to play. And maintaining top spot on the leaderboard after that. Let's head to this lengthy par 4. Looks like this one's heading safely for the fairway. Sitting at 9 under par, currently in top spot. Going with the 6-iron here. Yeah, that one's looking good. Super shot, that.
Can you believe this?
What a shot!
Out of fantasy land, holding out from that distance. What a shot!
Let's see that
It's
again.
an absolute beauty, hey Beamer. Why don't we take another look at it?
Now they were looking at an up and down, but
Oh, I'm not, because I pressed the wrong button. Oh well.
At 11 under for the event. And I don't know if the rest of the field is up for catching them here today in this final round of action. Teeing off here at the 15th hole. Chosen the pitching wedge here. Oh, look at this. Right down the throat. That's a great shot here at the 15th. It sets up a look for birdie. And let's have a look at Tony Finau.
Who'd have thought we'd see this? He is behind his rival. Can he do the catching up that's necessary?
Okay, let's get back to it, shall we? Just 6 feet between he and the hole. Nice line. And that's 8 birdies today.
Whew, that is some pretty good breathing room. Out in front by a bunch.
Leading by a potentially insurmountable 11 strokes after that one. Not sure why I said potentially.
3 holes remaining, Luke. This is getting awfully fun.
Just a few holes to play. Let's see how you handle the 16th hole. Well, there's no doubt they'd have some positive vibes coming off that birdie. Let's see if they can keep it rolling. And now over to Tony Finau.
He's currently in 5th place.
And here we are with their 4th. Should find the green. Oh my, how about that for a par?
Whoa, check this out. In fuego, dialed in, call it what you will. Holding it from the fairway. Thank you very much.
Second shot here on the 16th. This looks to be heading to the green. Oh, what a shot that was. Right at it. Well, you can see why he's leading. That was a shot of high caliber.
I tell you, you just dream about days like today. Greens and regulation, spot on all day. Awesome.
That will work. On a roll here with back-to-back birdies.
Gotta like it. 2 in a row.
And just keeping it in neutral on the leaderboard.
2 holes to go, Luke. Can they hang on? Let's find out.
That's heading into the rough, I think. This lie's not great.
He's going to have to go down after this one, try and dig it out as best he can and hope for the best.
And here we are with the 3rd shot. And choosing the 8-iron here. This one is right down the pipe. Oh, that's outstanding. Another great shot by our leader.
Another green in regulation. This is an absolute clinic.
What's in front of them, Henny, with this putt?
This is a 12-footer here. This is what they have left for birdie here.
This one has eyes for the hole. And another one goes. And with it, an increase of his lead. Now that finds him in first place. And I don't give the rest of the field much hope today. Our leader is way out in front in this final round. And they'd be feeling buoyed with confidence after that birdie. Here's a good chance to maintain the momentum.
Pretty good shot there.
Playing this shot from about 210 yards out. Yeah, good safe shot this one. That should find the surface. Oh, that was fantastic. What a shot from the leader.
The iron play today has been absolutely stellar. Luke, the greens and regulation, just a fantastic accomplishment. Great to watch.
Rolling end over end.
Well, in it goes, and this just continues this player's dominance.
Luke, the victories, winning never gets old, but this is getting out of hand, isn't it? Another victory on the season.
And Rich, what a performance. They've got back-to-back wins. What a force they're proving to be out here on tour.
I gotta say, this player is in full flight at the moment. Just sit back and watch how awesome they are at the moment.
Well, that just about concludes our coverage. On behalf of Rich Beam, I'm Luke Helvey. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow. PGA Sports and the PGA Tour are delighted to bring you the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Delighted to have your company as we begin our coverage of this exciting event. I'm Luke Helvey alongside Rich Beam in the booth, and it's a hello to Henny Koyak down on the course following our featured group.
Hi Luke, I'm very happy to be following this particular featured group because there are rumours of quite the rivalry starting to bubble between these two players.
Well, it looks like this player is aiming to beat Lexi Thompson, which very few people can boast. This should be an exciting showdown, Henny.
Luke, Lexi's young but has been on tour for about 30-40 years, it seems. She's been playing forever. She doesn't lack in experience. She can do it all. Not to mention, you'll be looking at her back for most of the day because she'll outdrive you.
Yes, Lexi loves the long ball, and so do we. Good luck in this rivalry, because when Lexi gets on top, it's very hard to beat her. Great looking shot, this. Wow, what a shot. Anytime you can make these putts, they'll certainly add up at the end of the day. Right on 8 feet.
Little birdie look in here.
Right over the spot they were looking at.
Yeah, they're good momentum makers, those ones. Good putt for birdie.
Can't birdie them all unless you birdie the first, Luke. Good start.
As we look at the leaderboard, this player sits in second place, behind Colin Morikawa. The second, a short par 4, one that the players like to take on these days, Rich. A good birdie look here.
They do. It used to be where you laid back on top of the hill and took a wedge, 9-iron sometimes for your second shot, but a lot of players now are challenging that bunker down the right-hand side, getting as far down there as possible, and just having a flick with a sand wedge in for their second.
That's a good-looking shot there. Oh, that is simply brilliant. What a shot.
Gets it to
Look at that. That's just gorgeous. Just straight in.
That's certainly
Aimed
within
it
the hole.
perfectly.
Perfect distance, perfectly judged, and look at that. Straight in the hole.
Now moving over to Lexi Thompson.
She's currently in 4th place.
This is buckets. Oh, just missed. There are so many stunning golf holes on this entire property. And this third, the par 3 downhill, certainly one of the elite holes on the course.
It might be stunning to look at, but it is painful. Can be extremely painful to play. Downhill all the way. When they tuck the pin over on the left-hand side, forget about it. Never hit it there. Only when the pin is on the center or the right part of the green should you be taking dead aim. Other than that, center of the green all day long.
Going with the 5-iron here. Should find the green here. That was a beauty. Right against the hole. Oh, that's a lovely looking shot into birdie range here at the third. Good looking putt. Well, that's an early statement right there.
Just the start they were looking for, Luke.
Let's take a look at Lexi Thompson, shall we?
She made bogey, gave one back on the last hole.
Here's Lexi Thompson. Wow, from a dodgy lie, Rich. How special was that?
Out of the rough, into the hole. Thank you very much.
And how did that shot impact the score? Let's have a look at the leaderboard. One of the hardest holes on the entire property is the par 4 fourth, Rich. It is a strong, demanding hole right from tee to green.
Very picturesque, this fourth hole. Pacific Ocean directly to the golfer's left-hand side. Don't be sucked in by the views, however. You want no part of that. And you certainly don't want any part of that fairway bunker down the right-hand side either. Find the fairway, and you've got a good chance of knocking it on this green in two. Be wary, though. Anything long and left on this green is no good.
The ladies' game has been dominated by Koreans for such a long time, but America has been able to have this resurgence basically off the back of Lexi Thompson and the generation she's started to inspire.
Lexi Thompson is so fun to watch because she's got a very unique swing, and when you look at it, you kind of look back and you go, okay, that went a long way. Okay, that went right at the hole. And she's got such control over her golf ball. It's amazing. And the wins are going to continue to pile up for her year after year. I'm blown away by the fact that she is so aggressive on every single shot. There is no laying up in her game, and I love that. Now, that might cost her a few wins, but I tell you what, she's going to have a lot of wins because of that as well. I love the way she plays the game. It's exciting.
Our leader is enjoying a three-stroke advantage. There's a real premium on your tee shots here at Torrey Pines South Course, keeping ball in fairways critical, and that is illustrated also by the par 4 fifth.
This fairway cambers from left to right, which helps a fade on this hole. However, don't get too overzealous and pull it, because that fairway bunker down the left, that sees a lot of action. Second shot is a green that pitches back towards you from back to front. That's got a lot of movement over on the left-hand side.
Playing from around 160 yards. Now a 3-shot lead over the field. Going with the 8-iron here.
Has got this thing dialed in here, looking good.
Taking things up a notch in this Lexi Thompson rivalry, that shot will add some fuel to the fire.
This putt is about 8 feet. Just building upon his advantage, he keeps making the important plays. And with that, he'll move to 5 under par. After that hole, this player is currently in first place, with Colin Morikawa in second.
That is absolutely spot on.
After a very consistent run of play over the last half a dozen starts or so, Rich, this player's coming with a whole heap of confidence, and they look to me to be one of the players to beat. Do you agree?
We've seen this player time and time again contend for tournaments, and it is no surprise to see him doing it once again this week. It is so fun watching this player. They're in top form.
Oh, well played. This putt to get to 7 under the card.
This really looks good.
Well played. And with that, he'll move to 7 under. Incredible. Now moving over to Lexi Thompson.
She's currently in 5th place.
Gee, that'll keep the momentum rolling, Rich. Well, that'll move her up the leaderboard as well. Our leader is up by a whopping 6 shots now. The par 4 7th, a little dog leg left to right. Again, positioning of the tee is key.
This fairway slopes pretty good from left to right. Players want to start it out at the fairway bunker down the left-hand side and just hit a gentle fade off of that. Second shot here is to an elevated green. Don't go long whatsoever here. That's when the barranca and the canyons come into play.
You like that, didn't you? Let's take a look at Lexi Thompson, shall we?
Well, she's got that 4th place spot now.
Well, this is bold. Their eyes are opening up, headed for the green. Do you like the view from where you're standing, Henny?
Setting up here from about 175 yards.
Going with the 7. Now that looked pretty good the whole way. Chance to move to 8 under here.
What a great opportunity here for a look at a birdie. Now that's how you roll the rock.
And with that, that's their 4th birdie. And that will take him to 8 under. And as we look at the scoreboard, they're currently in first with Harold Varner III in second. That's an absolute ripper. What a shot.
Gotta like their chances from there.
Lining up the birdie putt here. And racking up their 5th birdie of the day.
Gotta like it. 2 in a row. He's feeling it.
And this is quality play, still on top of the leaderboard. The par 5 ninth is a monster over 600 yards, Rich. Challenging, to say the least.
I think the challenging part about it, Luke, is it's just straight away. You have to hit a straight tee shot, a straight second shot, and a straight third shot to find the green in 3. It really is just that simple and straightforward. The green does have 2 tiers on it, but for the most part, Luke, it's an inviting third shot.
Sitting at 9 under, currently in the lead. Getting ready to play their 3rd. That's incredible. Well, you've got to give some credit there. That was the right club and the right line. Be nice to see this one go down. Let's see if they make it. And that putt will give them birdie number 6 on the day. Lovely position for our leader here, Rich. Out in front, but a few holes to go.
Well, it's been great watching this player get the best of their rival, but still a long way to go until the end of this tournament. Let's see how it shakes out.
Well struck. And he's down there.
Setting up here from about 145 yards.
Looks to have opted for the 8-iron. Woo, back there, horsey. Well, that's well played and sets up a good birdie look here at the 10th.
Nearly doesn't get any better than that. Amazing shot.
What are we looking at for this putt, Henny?
Just got to use the touch of a feather. Barely has to blow on it. This is just downhill.
This is on a great line.
And that putt will drop, and he'll extend his lead. And after that top play, they currently hold top spot on the leaderboard with HV3 in second. And I don't know if the rest of the field is up for catching them here today in this final round of action. There aren't too many easy holes here at Torrey Pines South, but the course certainly gets tougher as we head to the par 3 11th.
This green from the back tee looks minuscule. There's just not a lot of room on the front of it. Even the back section, which it does get a little bit wider, it still is very small. A massive shelf, top left. If you get it up there, happy days for you. If not, just find the green, 2-putt, make 3, move on.
Oh, this has been a ball striking clinic. Another green in regulation.
It has been fantastic.
I'm very, very happy with that
All
shot.
week long, this player is dialed in. On a nice line.
That's a lovely putt to make for birdie. Take some pride in that one. Leading by a phenomenal 12 strokes after that one. And I don't know if the rest of the field is up for catching them here today in this final round of action. We head to the 12th hole. This par 4 is as big and as strong and as tough as you find anywhere on the PGA Tour.
This is about as tough a hole as you're going to find anywhere on the planet. Prevailing wind coming right back into the players. You just have to step up and hit a solid tee shot to find the fairway. From there, you're going in with a mid to long iron, sometimes even a hybrid to a green that sits just above you. Not a ton of movement, but enough from back right to front left to make you think.
That tee shot looks pretty good. Playing from around 210 yards here. Going with the 3-iron. Yeah, that's a good line. That should find the surface. What a shot! Almost went in the bucket. Oh, that's a great approach shot.
Nearly got it. Nearly got it.
Putting for birdie. That's impressive. He just keeps extending his advantage over the field. And still in top spot after that hole. Keep it going. This is quite an astonishing performance by our leader. Their advantage now out to double digits. I'm not sure if the chase back is good enough to catch them. Time for the second shot here at the 13th. Lovely effort that. And here we are with the third shot. This one's going right at the pin here. Oh, that's a great shot. And sets up a birdie look here at the 13th. Just 4 feet remaining between him and the hole. That's pretty tidy. Well, that'll play. Sitting at minus 14 now for the round. And I don't know if the rest of the field is up for catching them here today in this final round of action. This shot was about 140 yards out. Going with the 9-iron, I think. Oh, this one's right down the pipe. That's a wonderful shot here at the 14th and sets up a chance for birdie.
And as good as they putt, you almost have to guarantee this one.
Oh, just missed the birdie. That's a shame. And that should secure the par on this one.
Well, that's frustrating. My controller decided to double tap the A button. Thanks, game. Oh, thanks, controller.
Will be a disappointing par after such a great approach shot. And that fine play ensures they hold top spot on the leaderboard, with Jon Rahm trailing in second place. And I don't know if the rest of the field is up for catching them here today in this final round of action. That should find the fairway. The great Severano Ballesteros inspired an entire generation of European golfers, particularly his own Spanish golfers, and I feel that we might even have the best Spanish golfer of all time in Jon Rahm, Rich.
I absolutely agree with that. I believe in the game right now, Luke, that if there's one player that all others are fearful of when they get on top of the leaderboard, I think Jon Rahm's name would be number one, because he seemingly has zero weaknesses. I can't find a single one. I look at his game, and it is so complete, you just get envious of it, don't you? Because it is so good everywhere. Off the tee, iron play, the short game, the mentality, the vision, the imagination. He's got every single tool that you could possibly want in this game. He is by far, I believe, the most complete player in our game today.
Yeah, it certainly feels like we're in the Jon Rahm era right now. Opting for the 3-iron here. This is looking pretty good in the air. Oh, can you believe it?
Yahtzee!
There's the hole-in-one, ladies and gentlemen. There's the hole-in-one.
Well, that's certainly worth another look. Let's have a walk down memory lane.
I mean, what can you say about a shot like this? This was absolute perfection.
Beautiful shot. That's my first hole-in-one of the game. At this rate, it's not going to be the last.
And after that performance, they'll stay right where they are.
I will take the 75G for the hole-in-one, though. Thank you very much.
I know who I like.
And I'm just going to pause the recording to make sure that that did actually get recorded. But what a shot that was. What a hole-in-one. 75G that was worth as well. That's something for the highlight reel.
More perfect.
What a shot that was.
What kind of shot are they facing here, Henny?
He's got, I'd say a solid 145 here.
And choosing the 8-iron here. Well, good looking shot here. That's headed towards the green. Oh, right by the hole. Oh, that's beautifully judged. Just 3 feet to the cup. Oh, he's on fire today, building upon his lead, hole after hole. And maintaining top spot on the leaderboard after that. And I don't give the rest of the field much hope today. Our leader is way out in front in this final round. And a chance to ice the tournament here, holding the lead, playing the last.
That dog will hunt.
Second shot here on the 18th hole. Oh, come on. This would be a good one to hole because you'll take the title. Wow, that almost went in the hole. This one's for birdie. Well, there you have it. There's your Farmers Insurance Open champion and a great performance on a really tough track.
What a victory on this South golf course. This player winning the Farmers Insurance Open, surviving the South.
And I got to give props to my boy in the booth, Rich Beam. I think you picked this one at the start of the week, didn't you?
Luke, it wasn't a difficult pick, let's be honest. This player has been consistent all season long. Getting the victory, no surprise whatsoever. Really good stuff.
Well, that was a thrilling day. And on behalf of myself, Luke Elvey, Rich Beam and all the hard-working folks at 2K Sports, thanks for your company. We look forward to the next time you join us.
We've been going for about 2 hours 20 minutes, give or take. We've gone through what, five courses. So I think that's a good place to end that episode. So thank you everybody for watching. We will see you soon.